We went from the bomb shelling, and again, all glory to God that is alive. Askold. It's like in a previous life, like a very good, bright dream. 20 years. I had event company. I cannot believe that that was, but people from Mariupol can approve that. The company Figaro, it's 20 years right now. One of the most successful, how to say, event company. It was a huge celebration. I couldn't understand this the way, but I understood it after 2024, and now it's a completely different life. Celebrations, feasts, events, unexpected surprises. There right now it's stress. We expect something very bad every day. Oh, you see, they're bomb shelling. Yeah, the missiles are shooting from that side. This is what happens every day. Until 24th, it was not only perfect, it was superb. And the city and the people, one big organism was working. It was bright, like a good movie. When this date occurred, February 24th, not a lot of us could believe that that happened. I was calling to everyone, and they say we couldn't believe that. We were shocked. 8 years in Shirokina, something happened. Counter fights, but it was not more than a few miles. But after 3 days, March 3rd of March, we didn't have any connection with them, electricity, water. Today is the day then the gas was shut down. Today is March 7th of March. Tomorrow we will congratulate our women. In 8th of March, people were stealing flowers, and we were giving the flowers to them. We thought that everything will be done. March 10th, airplane dropped the bomb, and it didn't drop. This is a celebration for us. It's spring. We're bombed, and we're boiling water outside. March 11th, 2 missiles came to our neighborhood. We understood that nothing will be the same from that point. We opened a door from my apartment, first floor. I've heard screams, crying. And when I opened it, I've seen dead neighbors, which I would talk to them like 1 minute before. We were doing tea outside, we're cooking tea. Today, people from our house died. It's not funny at all. When is it gonna happen? When is it gonna end? And I couldn't understand what's happening. You cannot explain that. And you cannot understand that unless you see it on your eyes, if you live it. But what I saw, it completely shattered everything that I thought about stress resistance, about anything else. Absolutely helplessness. You understand that no one can give you a piece of advice. You just been killed. You'll be just murdered. Not a reason, just everyone has to die. I'm saying that because this is what it is. Everyone have been murdered. Street by street, bombs were going forward and forward. I took all my family, we gathered. We were walking on bodies, brains on a staircase, blood. I was doing my best. My son didn't see it, but he saw it. I went further to the center. When I saw my friend, Artem, who was doing bomb shelters. I had one goal, to find gas, and through the front line, risking. I knew a lot of cars tried to get through, and they were they would be with kids, with families. They were just murdered outside. Cars were staying on the side of the road because they're trying to get out of the city, but I understood that I could not stay in the city. And I also need to leave by my risk, by my fear. We asked from Artem some gas, we went to his bomb shelter, and he gave it to me. And it was the second shocked state that I had, that today actually is putting this beginning of my new goals in my life. You know, in a person's life, there's different satisfactions. Maybe traveling, books, some other things, maybe shopping. Girls like shopping. Men also likes have some things they enjoy. Maybe some little things, maybe watches, accessories, belts, shoes. I was also contagious by that. I had a lot of good shoes, watches, enough. I was very happy about it, and I was enjoying about it. Tonight, I have nothing in those things. There's only one thing, children. Why? Saving people's lives, because we're doing it right now. Because when it was March 12th, I went to the bomb shelter, and I've seen 300 gray, dirty, look-alike kids to each other. They went in line together with the plastic plates that someone would give them food. We had a big pot that we were putting food in them, and those 300 children, and there's a huge crowd of people. 150, they were children, minors. If you see these things, I cannot tell you. I want to show to everyone who is sending the bombs when they're pushing the button. I know that if they go down, they will go crazy and they will change their lives. How my life was changed, I was completely shocked. I was destroyed and smashed. I was trying to leave that place as fast as I could. I said, give me the gas and I will leave. He said, he gave it to me. I left and went closer to the center city, and another missiles flew there, and the picture was even more awful. People were cooking near the houses. Three persons were cooking. Three persons are laying on the ground, dead. It doesn't matter, it's a boy, grandma, or old people. 5 people died, dead. They were exploding in the air, the missiles, and everything that was on the ground was killed and murdered. And people were screaming for that, however, and we decided to also go to the bomb shelter. We moved there, to Artem. Cinema consummates were being gathered each other, and we are heading out of here. And I came to the moment that Artem with his team, he has some men, someone was transporting food, someone was cooking, someone was having water transportation, someone was doing repairs, and he provided us with a suggestion that we could go to get some food for the citizens of that bomb shelter. You have to understand that we had no food in the city anywhere. Everything was robbed. Nothing was in the city. So we had to risk our lives. The fights were on the sides, shootings, and I went to this. Something has broken on the car, and no one said that they would want to go to Artem, with Artem, to this hunting to get the food, this scavenger hunt. And when Artem said, "Do you want to go with me?" I said, "Let's go. Let's get the food." And this travel, it took me 3 days with the non-stop. We were riding the city, we were being bombed, under the shootout, searching for food. I was recording the center city. Here. Oh no, this is the center city, my friends. Look, that trench that was digging by the missile. This is what we see. When we get the bags of the corn, Artem found a freezer. They had fish, and there was a red fish, salmon, trout, frozen, and he brought it to the bomb shelter, and we made a huge feast. And there were people who never ever ate in their life red fish, and they were eating it with this soup, and there was a red fish, and they're shocked, like, what is that? And then through that, we took food, we went to the bus. When we wait, there was a guy named Deacon. He's getting out with the new sports costume. He has clothes on his arms. Everything is flying around him. We saw him faster, get into the car, and he says, "Did you think that kids are cold, that kids needs to be put in the clothes on?" And I was shocked that this picture, you cannot put it in your head. Vadim, he's a very nice guy. He brought the clothes, socks, and we brought everything to the bomb shelter, and we gave it to the kids right away. Because it was very cold, it was -8 Celsius in the bomb shelter, not outside, so it was very cold. And I understood, we need to gather up, leave. I didn't know how, but I knew that we need to do it. Because the will was suppressed to every person, everybody was walking like a shadow. And I tell you, you would never understand it unless you leave that. You have a will on your side, you have a sense of dignity, and you understand, like you're a person, like you're a human being, you can. It's all good before a missile, a half-ton bomb blows and explodes against you. And then we started to look for a place to sneak through and escape from that city. Especially, majority of people were against that, because explosions were all the time. And I've seen the cars, a lot of cars. I was asking why they're not leaving, and he said, "Look, tonight the fights went to the other side and left. The troops left, and the road is available, but there was anti-tank mines on the road, and we didn't know what's happened on the other side. Maybe we will be shot." And I understood this is our opportunity to leave, to escape. Evacuation. 2 girls, 6 and 4. 6 and 4, yeah. Or maybe 5 and 7 years old. This each, and they're getting out of this bomb shelter, and everything explodes around them. We come closer to the car and leave, thinking that we're living forever. And then we're not coming back, most probably we're not, because the fights are very high fight was on the streets. And 2 girls getting out, everybody is afraid in the bomb shelter. And those girls are not afraid, because why are you not going to the bomb shelter? We're asking them. And she said, "You're walking here, then everything will be fine." This is how they trusted us. If you're here, then we'll be fine. And this is badass, like a person reacts to that, you reflect to that. And I asked the children, "Kids, you have to leave." And she said, "No, we're not leaving. We will walk you to the car." And they're gray, dirty. You understand, this is one color dust from the bomb shelter, dust from the basement. But everything is the one color. And one girl has a cat on her shoulder, and he's hanging like a toy, like he has no will, like he's almost dying. And the other girl has a teddy bear The same gray, everything is gray. And the cat and the bear, and they're hanging together the same. And there's two girls, two sisters together. And she's asking, "Uncle, will you come back to us?" And I said, "Of course we're going to come back." Not even thinking that we'll come back. March 14th in the morning, we took off with my broken car, and it was very, like in the movies, there's a lot of good cars, right, SUVs near us with good windows, and no one is riding. And our shooten, beaten car by snipers, by metal fragments, and the first is opening the road. It was funny from the inside, because the laughter was not from the joy, but from the nervous hysterics, because you cannot express that. Those mines and 30 cars were following us, and we left. And by the night we went to the village that we decided to sleep, and we remember everything. Kids, bomb shelters, neighbors, helplessness. This view of those girls, it was like my daughters. I don't know, I cannot, this is like my daughters, I have to come back for them. This is what feeling I had. And I understood that we need to come back. This is France, a different direction that we're following. And we're going to take the people from the occupied territories. Sometimes we need to go this way. We don't know where from or where we go, but we know that we go for what? We know where we're going for. We're moving forward to Mariupol. We hired a bus, big bus. I can say this is the most epic trip that we had. And we had second bus, third bus. With what curse words we were coming here, we cannot express, but we took the kids out. We did it. So next station is Chervonovo, Pokrovska, Mangush, and other localities. Look at them. Happy kids. It looks like everything is okay. Of course, in villages we were asking the villagers that would take our refugees in their apartments, in their schools. Beautiful looking, very cold, like outside. Poor kids, poor women, but we have no other options. At least the bombs are not exploding here. Young moms. That's why we took them from Mariupol. We'll think what we'll do next. We were renting the whole villages. I want to say hi to every village. I don't want to say which village it was because I don't want there to be bombed, but they're real heroes. Real heroes. The most closest part to Donetsk or Donetsk region was Zaporizhia, and when we came with the people to the Zaporizhia, I was shocked. We have a lot of trips there to the occupied territories. There was no internet or electricity. And then we're coming there, and when you come, 20 people, they're given food, they put us to the train, and we left. And I was asking who those people are, how it works, how did it happen? And then I understood, when we brought 150 people, and then we brought 300 people, and you can imagine, 300? It's a huge amount of people. And we have to this center, and they've been helping out. They take those people, and we're asking who those are. This is the legendary city Zaporizhia. I have never seen such a city, such people in the city. I didn't see anywhere. They're not giving apartments. They're giving their apartments for free to those refugees. They adapt the schools for the refugees. 1,500 people for one day. They took them and give them place to live for one day. And they have the connection, and they tell us that they give us food, they give us where to sleep, we give us the bath. We have no water in the Mariupol, so they had a bath. It was a happiness to take a bath. And now we can go forward. And everybody was living where they want to go. Somebody was going to Kiev, somebody was going to Germany, somebody goes to West Rivne, Lviv. But here in Zaporizhia, it was a huge, incredibly, by transportation of the refugees in the right places. Good morning. We brought people, we moved them out, we bought medicals, we bought food, and we go back to Mariupol. Everything will be nice. People came to church to get food, and we by accident were coming around, and I couldn't believe that that happened. We were hugging everyone and kissing, like, you remember those first days? We all were like, everybody was helping each other, kids, dogs, cats, everyone. Everybody was giving the place to sleep to everyone. People were crowded and everybody was helping each other. Do you know them? No, I don't know who they were, but we were given the place to sleep. It was one big family. An whole village was one big family. And then we moved to Zaporizhia. We came back. We're not going to that village for like about 4 days. And we keep the people and we come back and they're like, the village from our refugees, they live together. They eat. Kids will eat together, play. I was thinking how we brought them. At least one military will come there and see them. They will be killed. And they understood, oh, everything is fine. I said, God, how to do it correctly? It was hard. The road was tough. How long we've been staying? We were staying on the road for 3 days. It was very hard, very difficult. How long we've been waiting for? We've been waiting for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Even more than 2 weeks. Every time it was very objective reasons to keep. If earlier we needed to make the IDs, or we had no driver, so it was a little difficult. So you need to file the filtration. In our city, we don't have filtration. We have to go to a different region in Donetsk. And that was the only way we could. Filtration, they're not done unless you have a passport. And the passport is not given if you don't have a filtration. So this is a loop. Closed. We were going out, thankful to the drivers, and in Novosilivka, our house was burned out. The documents were burned. How did you came without documents? Because we had a prints of our documents, a passport. No shower, no toilet. This is how people left. No shower, no toilet. Thanks God we're here, and we were finding places to live. On the 14th, on the 15th of March, we were back in Mariupol. 16th of March, we were back in Mariupol. 17th of March, we were moved out to Zaporizhia with a huge amount of people. This is our people. They're loading up, they're loading out, and going. Who goes to Lviv, who goes to Chernobyl, whoever goes where. This is Uncle Slava. He's our hero. We were together, we were eating from one plate with you. So you organize it, you are the most active, and you take the whole group and you find the officials that will bring them to different places. Thank you so much, dear drivers. We will leave. Please take care, and you also take care. Everything will be fine. Guy who left bomb shelter to buy to his family. He has a wife and a mother-in-law, or it was his mom, I don't remember. He was an old lady. To buy food or candies, something sweet. He went to the store and the bombs were shelling there. And we've seen the guy, and he said he was from the bomb shelter. We came to the Artem. We moved there with the guys. And it was true, there was a guy from the bomb shelter. In his spine, there was a metal fragment with the size of a shoulder blade, and doctor said he's not gonna make it. We understood clearly from the first side that he lost a lot of blood, white lips, pale face. Our doctor did something. A few hours he was living, and then he died. He went to the eternity, and we put him right into the bomb shelter. And for his wife and his grandmother, it was a very, very hard. And one time we came again, and the fourth time, and we tell them, take your son and we have to leave. Your husband is already in the ground. It's one of the most main reasons why they're not going from Mariupol. This is not safe, they were telling. We can be killed, we can be murdered. But here you can be murdered with much more higher probability. And she said, no, we're not leaving, we're afraid. And then I had a brilliant idea. He was a 10-year-old boy, his son. And I said, your dad has died. You're the only man in the house. Who is that? You. Right, you are the man in the house. So then I ask you, who makes decisions? And he said, who? Probably me? Yes, you. Then who has to say right away in the bus? And he is screaming, Mom, right away into the bus, hurry up. And they asked no question, they sit in the bus and we left. And after that, from Germany, they were texting me and saying, thank you so much. And he said, the owner of the house was screaming at you, your son. He was a very nice boy. You learn everything on the way because you never did it before. Evacuation, saving people's lives, so on. Every life is a celebration and fun and joy. And when something like that happens, that you're not prepared at all, when your life and your whole life is a force major, and you have to learn it immediately. When we were told that we cannot evacuate people anymore because we look like volunteers, because all the time we were saying that we're not volunteers, and we stopped going there. I was thinking that the most effective way was to be there, near fields, bombed fields, and take Artem. He knew exactly where the mines are, where the shells would be falling. I thought maybe he is driving fast, but I understood. But he was feeling where it will fall. It's a talent from God, how he was escaping those situations. And this telling how we took those people out, and we understood this is the most effective way we could do. And then we understood that you cannot get into the Mariupol. If you get it, we will kill you or put you in the basement. I understood that the most value I could provide is actually information, administration, to help people get out of the city. And our volunteers continue to do that, that is still undercover. And especially, there was a situation that there are a lot of names, I just forget to mix up them. She was a nurse, a surgeon nurse. She called me on the Cheromishki, it's a neighborhood. I forgot the name. There is a hospital there. I think its name is Vodnikov. I'm not remember the name of it. But in this hospital, it was destroyed by a bomb, and there was a girl there. She said, we have the girl, 12 years old, she had 5 metal fragments in her, and I put this finger, I put antibiotic as her, but she needs help. If we're not getting her out to Ukraine and give her medical help, she could potentially die. And at this moment, we were in Mangush. Military was saying that we will take our bus and you have to leave and the city is closed, so we cannot get into the city. I didn't know what to do or how to help. I understood inside deeply that with this girl, we're saying goodbye. It was one of the most last thought that I have inside me, because I understood there's a billion other options that I have to do right now to use, but to use them, it's not like you are in your office and you think how you're gonna help. You write notes, you start to go. When you are in a Kharmyshev occupied territory and they ask you, are you not the one? And they try to arrest you or kill. And you say that we have to take the people out from Mariupol, and through that people are calling you, please take my grandmother, my friend, take my mom. 2 times we went through her mom because it was 50 people in the bus and the heavy fight was outside and we couldn't risk to stop a bus, get into the basement and get his mom, and the mom died in the basement. A lot of stories, a lot of calls, everything like that. And through that, I had this call from a nurse that she knows me, and she said, Askold, take this girl, and this is one of the piece of information. I couldn't know what to do. I couldn't know what to do. And right away, I start to feverly, I knew that no one can get into Mariupol. And the direction and the connection is only through her. And she calls me again, and she said, I told the father of that girl that he would be in a broken house, destroyed house near the hospital. He'll stay there and wait for you. If you'll be there, you'll take her. If you'll not be there, she will die. I understood. We're being evacuated. And I just put the stories in Instagram and started to call everywhere. If anyone has ability to call Mariupol, who is in America, who is in New Zealand, and from everywhere, I received the thankfulness and love and support. And from one side, and from US, there's some person that called me. I can call to my friend from Mariupol. He is ready to get this girl from that hospital house. It was a very heavy fight in the city, but he's ready to leave and save this girl. He said, give me the address. I gave him the address. I don't know who that guy is. You're very nice, dude. Dude, you're awesome. He went there, he found her. He was screaming a lot to look for her. And the dad was telling me, he found them, put them in the cars, and through the bullets, through the missiles, it's not a cinema, it's not a Save It Private Ryan. You have to live it through. Constant fear, constant horror. Your organism is lost in listening to you. You're walking through yourself, and the organism wants to hide somewhere. And this guy is sitting in the car. Through Mangosha, we're being kicked out. We're calling to them all the time. We cannot meet. We came to Ukraine. We took the people out. It was the longest day in our lives. It was more than 60 male we actually evacuated from that. And we're in Zaporozhye. We have to go somewhere else. I go in the other places, and Sergey is calling me, my brother. I'm in Ukraine. I'm in Zaporozhye, in a hospital. And my girl is fine. And they tell me that she could go to Germany to get treatment there. I ask you, I will wait for you, or I live to Germany. He said, don't wait for me, live to Germany. Go to the hospital in Germany. And this is the story, how it ends. I started to do other things. I was starting to have living people. A few months came later, and in Viber, I have a message and a lot of pictures. Thank you, Askold, that you saved my daughter. And I was thinking, who is that? He said, this is me, Sergey. This is the girl with 5 fragments in her body. It turns out that she lost all her family. I don't remember. I think mom, her sister, grandfather, grandmother, she lost everyone. Only her and her father. And she was injured also. I was praying, I was asking God what did happen. And then he's sending the picture of her finger, how she's in the park, and then she's playing on the flute. She's playing on the flute. She's my colleague. With my comrade, we brought 1,500 people from one time. Everything that we did was administration, and we did it because a lot of people helped out. All people from all over, all kind people, everyone. We're very grateful that we were being helped from 1 month, that we're very thankful that you brought our parents here. This is your mom? Right. And this is your dad. We're very grateful to you. Grateful. And you're the daughter who was waiting for them, right? I was walking from Mariupol by foot. We were walking more than 20 kilometers. I'm from Mariupol. At 7 a.m. that we will leave, and we left. And now, in the evening, we came to Zaporizhia. Now I'm at home. They brought us under the fire, under the shooting out. We were walking from Mariupol, and we were stopping every cars and buses, and one bus that stopped was from Askold bus. And they took you with a kid, right? Yes, it was absolutely accident, but they took us. We're very happy that we are alive and that we're evacuated us. We moved from the bomb shelling, and again, all glory to God, we're alive. We go forward. The last stop is not here. Kids. I knew for sure that we need to help kids, children. I didn't know. I was looking the ways in the questions of organization, because everybody has to subscribe on me in the Instagram, on Facebook, that you would see. And I saw that we gave a camp, summer camp, for the one kids, and we knew that in Mariupol there's 300 kids. There is not socially defended, and we're not helping them. They not only, I know, I'm thinking about kids. Let's think together with me. Imagine you see your kids that you live for, that you defend for, and you protect them. You leave the neighbor kids. Someone is better of your kids. Somebody has better clothes, worse clothes. And then look at the street where you don't want to look. Look at the children that are in the streets that are not being loved and couldn't be loved, or they're not being protected on everything else, who are looking at us and our kids like from the bottom to the top. Imagine that happens after 10-15 minutes. I'm also from Mariupol, and my childhood was not very good. I'm from Novosilovka. And I can tell that if you're not loving kids, they will grow up, will give this unloving in 3 times. Now we have to help those kids. We have to conquer them. We have to love them. We have to put effort into them like they're our children. Like society, we have to regenerate that and reform it. Then everything will be fine. No money, just money. No food, just food. Will not change our society. Only love and sacrificing, self-giving. That's why I'm believing in maximum. I see people, they're believing in it. I have people who think the same way as I. On all the planet, all the earth. I've seen, he's in America, he came to US, he's a millionaire, and he came to Ukraine. It's an act of courage. He brought his wife to continue helping children, not thinking that he's not thinking for tomorrow. He's not thinking what he's gonna eat tomorrow. He was laughing. I left the rent, and I couldn't rent a new one because I left Ukraine. Now I'm the same homeless person as you from Mariupol, and we're laughing and we're crying, and we understood how kind of homeless he is and us, but the heart hurts the same thoughts about children. All Ukrainian children has to be loved. Mariupol and our kids who came through that hell, who went through that hell, and they need help. And I asked for it, for the help, and yesterday we came for the first children camp for our kids from Mariupol. A lot of things. Some parents died, some people were missing, not from the good families. And this is all one status and for the problematic children. And we took them from 9 to 15 ages, and they already been to Carpathians Mountains. I was very nervous how it's gonna happen, but you know, it was incredible. I also want to go with my kids to Carpathian. How was the week? Very fast? Yes. Do you want to stay more here, right? Yes. We go to the same kids, to the other kids, to this Switzerland. Kids from Mariupol, every Ukrainian. Please be joyful for our kids. I think they have real childhood. And this summer camp that we already done in Carpathians, this is for the kids, this is for our kids, children that don't have the social protection. From the first time that my head was exploded, that kids, it's your parents are there, this side, your dad and mom is me. This is just imagination. I'm not saying that I'm through the other questions I'll help you, but some kids thought that I am literally their dad, and they started to call me daddy and father. And when a boy comes to me and says, "Daddy, I want a hot dog. Please buy me a hot dog," you know, and you understand that he doesn't have the father, I am the father, because I said so. And you say, "Walk against me, walks closer to me," and your mom is calling and always crying. If he will annoy you, I'll ask your grandpa to come and get him. I said, I brought him here till he would stop crying. We will go through all. And I told her with a faith, but I didn't know how it's gonna happen. And I can tell on the fourth day, he was very... I said, "Dad, I want to be in the trunk. I want to ride in the trunk. I want to ride," but he was the youngest one, but he was a very, very, very important, and he was the best. Laying on a armor, military armor, and this works. We have to do that. When a girl comes here and says, "Can I hug you?" I cannot say how you can have to react that, because she's 14 and said, "Okay, come here," and everyone else saw that, and 4 and 5 girls, and everyone else, and all this hugging me. I'm crying inside, you understand? I'm not showing, I'm laughing. Girls, everything will be fine, but inside I'm crying and I'm weeping. You know why I'm weeping. The author, Veronika KHOROLSKA, operator, Andrey, POZDNYAKOV, matter, Maxim, KAMENEV. In this movie, we're using footage from Mariupol from February till April 2022, with from social media, also the Associated Press, Radio Liberty, and videos and photo materials from archives of Askold. Askold and Artem is continuing doing their volunteer work. Askold was able to bring more kids to their summer camp in Switzerland.